Hello and welcome everybody. We have the global patch notes for August 29th, 2025. We're going to get straight into it. We have some more character or class adjustments. First off, on Sork main weapon, the Long Night Scream, the Black Spirit version, and the other version is all going to get changed. The additional damage from skills proportional to the mental power, I'm guessing that was the Black Shards, has been removed, and the damage of the skill has been adjusted. So here we can see the damage is going up to 644%, 761, and 3,279. There's also a slight change on Nightcrow. When using the Nightcrow technique in the air, it has been improved that it always lands if not used continuously. Then we have Berserker on Awakening, the evasion move, the speed at which a character rotates according to the camera direction when evading, while an Iron Gauntlet mode has been increased. Flow Burst Cannon, they've also increased the amount of time the character can rotate when linking after another skill. And Flow Ancient Wave as well, they've increased the amount of time the character can rotate according to the camera direction during the attack motion after gathering. Then on Ranger main weapon inheritance, Riding the Wind, they've changed so that collisions do not apply while moving when using the skill. And on Riding the Wind and the Winds That Blow as well, they changed to allow you to go down slopes when using a skill. However, if your landing location is in the air more than 5 meters high, the falling motion has been changed to appear. And in the case of Awakening, the Camisil Spirit Sword, it's been changed so that when using a skill after an evasive landing shot, it will be activated as a forward Awakening transition motion, and they've added the ability to link the wind technique or skills when left clicking after the Awakening transition action. Valkyrie Awakening, the Lancia training, has been changed so that the attack is now triggered when left-right movement of the Lancia training technique is activated. Accordingly, the left-right movement motion will be changed to match the left-right movement motion of Valkyrie's swordsmanship technique, which is the main weapon. Furthermore, the smoothness of the subsequent awakening techniques or skills has been improved. Then on Deadeye, we got a small change on Canary's Gift. The control keys for activating the skill has been changed to left click plus right click. Then we come to the bigger one of this time. So Wukong, the Rabam Enlightenment skills have come out. So first off, let's take a look at the level 56. So here we see a sort of frontal hitting skill and a down smash skill with a big AoE. I did throw these in the translator, so let's take a look. So the first one seems to be a 10 hit, 55 HP recovery skill without anything special. Overall, no real skills or applications. And the second one does seem to have a forward regard during the technology. However, the 2-hit success is mentioned applies only to monsters, so it seems that this might be a PvE only CC, but it does have 3 strikes. Then we're going to go to the level 57 skill. So here we can see 2 skills. One is a teleport and hit in the back, and the climb on the sky seems to be a sort of, well, jump forward, do a big spin animation, and then smash down. We'll also jump to that translation. So first off, at the top one, we're looking at the Shift Z, crit probability 100. Bound on hit success, again, it seems to be PvE only, but super armor during the entire skill, and a down attack. And on the other one, the Sky Climb, we seem to have again, HP recovery while using the skill. The other translations don't seem to be going through properly, but there is also the hitting success mentioned, again, a down attack. But I think overall, when we look at the skill, we can see the invincibility effect active, so it does seem to be an invincibility, super armor invincibility skill. Sadly, the second translation didn't quite go through. Then we have on the level 58 2 more skills. The Gourd of Tusol Palace, that should be this one. Yeah, the Gourd, or in this case translated as Calabash. So apparently this is a passive. It is changed in the end, so it gets changed to a range attack applied with 2 strikes, regardless of whether or not when they're linked. The power recovery for each hit is 25% then, and 25% HP recovery. So this seems to be a passive effect that changes your gourd skill. Here we can see absorption when the gourd is not acquired, and then we see it when it is acquired, so it changes it from the big suction to a, effectively a ranged pull. And then we also have Fighting for the Buddha incomplete, which is the secondary skill as a choice. So should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So here we seem to have a crit probability of 100, 10 hits, technology use, invincibility going into super armor, knockdown on the last hit, but it does seem to be again a PvE only. And it is not affected by attack and cast speed. But, I mean, we're going to have to see the details on that, but I just hope the translation helped a bit. Then we have the Black Spirit skills being added. So we have a 10% Black Spirit skill. Actually, let's just close these real quick. So here we have the 10% Black Spirit skill. We have 9,219%, 10 objects hit, super armor during the skill, and bound on hit success in PvE. So again, a PvE bound. Then we have the Black Spirit, I'll burn them all for 25%, which is a wide range of golden flames. So again, 10 hit, 100% HP recovery on each hit, a super armor again, stunned after the first blow. This seems to be both PvE and PvP with a down attack. And then finally we have the 50% Black Spirit Rage with WC being added. So here we can see a super armor, knockdown on hit in PvE only, down attack, and no character conflicts. So I'm pretty sure this means there's no hit collision. And on the alter ego, you also have a little bit of extra damage and some extra hits. Then we also have the Where Are You Running Away To? They've removed the stiffness effect on successful hits that only apply to players. I'll burn it. The stun effect has been changed to also apply to players when first hit of the skill is successful. Accordingly, the stun effect of the last hit applied on Jetchion's some state has been removed. And then we have Bulgy. They've improved so that you can now activate a skill by left-clicking in the air while holding down the W key during the skill. Then we have general class modifications and changes. So on Warrior, there was a description issue with the description of the skill not disappearing. Then we have Berserker. They fixed an issue where the cooldown was not being applied on a skill. Valkyrie. There was an issue with the description of the Valkyrie swordsmanship techniques control keys. This did not include information about the left and right movement. They also fixed an issue of the defense increase effect applied to surrounding allies and yourself when using Breath of the Heavens skill. Ninja, they fixed an issue with the evasion spear murder technique regarding the number of hits was different from the actual number of hits. Wizard and Witch, there was an issue of the description of absorbing the target's skill resource, which is not actually applied, remained in the mana absorption skill. On Guardian, on a Black Spirit skill, they fixed an issue where the down attack damage increase effect was not applied when using Claw Pullout. On Scholar, there was an issue with the description of the Golden Chain skill PvP damage application rate. And in the skill description, the term defense has been changed to damage reduction to match the actual effect. Then we have the Magic Crystal Balance update. So apparently the damage reduction stats for certain magic crystals will be adjusted. Some of the crystals will now also belong in the increased damage reduction group, allowing you to equip up to 2 at once. And for the crystals designed with PvE in mind, their all damage reduction effect will be changed to a slightly stronger monster damage reduction effect. This change is intended to bring PvP setups that were performing, bring down PvP setups that were performing a bit too strongly, and they will continue to monitor and balance closely the PvP environment. Pretty much their usual mention. So first off, the following groups of magic crystals have been changed. So these have gotten the group of damage reduction increase with a limit of 2. This should be the Iron Armor skills in all its versions, the Dark Red Fang armor version, the Cobelius in all its versions, in order to make the replacement of modified presets a little smoother. With the application of the update, the above 8 crystals equipped in the modified presets will be unequipped and moved to the Black Spirit gift box, when the server is updated on September 3rd. The following magic crystals have also had their abilities changed. So the original ability was always a all damage reduction +3. This will now be a monster damage reduction +5. This includes these 3 crystals dropped by Olin's and Deck 2 Olin's and Deck 2 Ash. Then we have the black magic crystal. The stats of the iron crystal have also changed from +2 damage reduction to reduced monster damage reduction by +3. And the following 3 modifications that could be equipped on the shoe part of the Solar Spear, AOS exclusive equipment have also been removed. This includes the red battlefield crystals, Gumyoung, Fighting Spirit, and Giant, and a special modification for the Solar shoe, the missing Captain's Crystal. The stat of the Cruise Crystal has been changed, so the original stat of all resistance +10 has been changed to maximum health +350. Then we have another item change. This is just a consistency of item descriptions. So any item descriptions for maximum carry weight +N has been changed to maximum carry weight increase +NLT. This has been unified to a maximum carrying weight of +NLT. The effect of Flaviano's life clothes, which are a PC room life clothes, have been changed to be the same as Manos. Then the following items have been added to the specific items list section of Clorin's bag. So apparently Lofty Bed Mountain's improved telescope was now part of the description that you can no longer transfer the bag if you have these items in it. Also, there's been a change that barter items do not fit into the Clorin's travel bag. Apparently, if you have any further inquiries regarding this matter, Customer Center can be contacted. Then we have some Monster Zone changes for Nymphamare Castle and Orbita. So in the Edania region, so first off, Nymphamare Castle, the appearance and behavior of the Coral Naga Priest, Coral Naga Guardian, and Trickster have been changed. The issue where the Coral Naga Priest, Watchman, and Trickster would appear out of place when returning to their original position has apparently been fixed. Coral Nagas attack from a distance, then get a little closer to increase their accuracy before attacking. When you kill a Coral Naga Priest, the morale of the surrounding Coral Naga Guardians and Tricksters decreases, aka reducing their DP. And it's been improved so that when you kill a Coral Dreamfish, the surrounding Coral Dreamfish are also killed. So pretty much kill one, you kill them all. The HP conditions for the Orbita Tomb of Light and Tomb of Faith, the gimmick execution has been changed. So it used to be 50 or less or 30 or less. This will be now 75 or less HP or 65%. But the HP has been increased by 100, so the damage required to destroy it should remain the same as before. They also fixed an issue where in certain situations the Orbita Tomb of Light would not change its state or summon the Tomb Keeper after being destroyed. This has been reported, and great that it opens up some more spots from getting bugged out. Titan. On the Titan, the range at which a Tomb Guardian Colossus returns when moving out of range has been reduced. Also, an issue where certain attacks in the Titan's pattern were not triggered has been fixed. Warning indicators on the Titan or Tomb Guardian Colossus attacks have been improved to match the actual attack. And finally, the intermittent awkwardness of the normal attack patterns of the Tomb Guardian Colossus have also been improved. Then we also have the weekly The Throne's Qualification. The health of Rosalka that appears during the Nymphamare has also been reduced by 20% compared to before. Quest and Knowledge. We're going to get some weekly quests that have been added to the Edania Hunting Grounds. These can be selected in the Battle to Purify Edania quest group. The Purify Edania quest group, you cannot complete more than 2 quests at the same time, and once you complete 1 quest, you cannot accept another until the quests reset, so apparently you will need to choose. Effectively, this is just a once a week now. We can see 5 crystals of destruction, which I'm a bit unsure. But I think this is the localized crystal, so here we have the Wan, Bon, and Jin most likely. And then 10 primal fragments in the case of Etherion, and 10 crystallized ores of the end times for both Nymphamare and Orbita. Then we also have the weekly, a description quest for the qualification of the throne has been added to indicate the attack and DP power required for the subjugation, and they fixed an issue where the Adana's armor crafting cutscene could be skipped entirely. Then we have some background NPC effect and cutscene changes, so the terrain around Honglim Hunting Grounds have been improved, and as the terrain location changes. The location of nearby boars will also change. So here we can see a before and after of the different areas. This one doesn't look too different, to be honest. And this one definitely gets a bit more of a straight road. And here we get a more definitive split of the road, but overall it's a bit of a cosmetic change. The location of the footholds on the leader-bound mountains have also been improved to make it easier to climb, and the location of Edania's fragment NPCs have been improved so they can be checked on the world map, and they added knowledge to the Edania fragment NPC, and if you have the knowledge, you can now search for the NPCs. Then we have Occupation War and Stronghold War, or Node War and Occupation. So the fortress levels for each stronghold in the capture type stronghold battle have been adjusted. So overall, we see step 3, 4, and 5 for Balanos. Overall, we're going to have to see till the actual release because this is pretty much unreadable. The stages and numbers of participants per Node War battle have also been adjusted. So as base level is adjusted, the attacks in the area are also adjusted. So here you can see Balanos and Serendia, the attack and defense combination limit is 616. Occupation-based warfare. Then we have Medaya going for 720. We also see the locations with the amount of people here. But overall, I'm hoping next week this will be a bit clearer. Valencia, also 720. We can see the numbers of stages and the amount of people. Calphion, no ability limit. Here again, stage 5, 80, for example. And Camasilvia as well, no limit, stage 5, 65. So overall, if you are fighting in any of these zones, you can check this here or just wait till next Thursday. There is also a secondary thing, which is the Node Conquest War stat limit adjustments. So they've slightly raised the stat limits for the limited Node War and Node and Conquest Wars. So overall, here we can see on these tier 1 Node Wars, we see the recommended attack and defense combination going from 550 to 616. The accuracy is going to go from 750 to 650. Damage reduction rate from 311 to 335. And the damage reduction rate from 14 to 20%. Then we also have the tier 2 Nodewar Cap going for getting some accuracy changes from 920 to 820. Damage reduction from 500 to 530. And the damage reduction rate from 14% to 20%. Then we also have the Stage 1 Limited Occupation War, so the other version. We see the value of accuracy going from 780 to 680, damage reduction going from 380 to 410. And on the Tier 2 Limited Occupation, we have the accuracy going from 920 to 820. There's also a change so the back attacks will not be applied when hitting the Flame Tower, and the defense of relics monsters that appear in War of the Roses have also been increased by about 8.7% compared to before. Then we have some UI changes, so the feature to pretty much hide your guild member enhancement results and life level ups is now available. This can be selected through the notification messages menu as before. The UI of currently ongoing events has also been changed to allow you to check them using a simple shortcut keys. The following words have also been changed in territory occupation information displayed on the world map. So occupation period will be changed to occupation date. And the text indicating whether the weekly quest has been completed has been modified on the Edania's leader subjugation UI entry button. So if you have done it, it's 1 of 1, and upon the completion of the weekly, 0 of 1. Then we have some slight pad changes. So the Allan Serbins landscape menu has been added to the escape for the pad mode. Same for a ring menu. And in the menu, the category Marnie's Wave and leader notifications have been moved from adventurer to convenience. Then we have some system changes. This is a fairly nice one if you want to use it. So when searching for a route on the world map, they've added the ability to guide you through routes that include using wells. So after finding the route to your destination, press the Use Abyssal Well button to switch to the route using the well. To use this feature, you must have completed the Magnus quests, and when you've automatically moved alongside the path set by the Abyssal Well button, you will stop moving when you arrive in front of the nearest Abyssal Well, and then you can use the Abyssal Well communication function to move to a location close to your destination and then continue moving back. However, pathfinding will be disabled upon entering the Abyssal Well That is a little bit interesting of a choice. Also, the issue with the change in attack defense ratio due to wearing the following modification crystals will not apply to the karma decrease when forcibly attacking and killing other adventurers has been fixed. So apparently whenever you selected black spirit crystals or accuracy crystals, obviously it would lower your AP and lower your AP. This has apparently now been fixed, so if your disposition decreased due to a forced attack, the amount of decrease will change depending on the difference in attack and defense combined between the two adventurers. Also, improvements have been made to ensure that guild mounts are handled more reliably when left in the stable or when they die. Then we get to the fixes and changes, so the My Information menu, the issue with the title acquisition conditions in the title were displayed aligned to the left has been corrected. Apparently, the issue with the Allan Serbins landscape painting points being reset when loading, such as when moving servers or moving character selection screen, has been fixed. This, as far as I know, is the reason that it is currently deactivated. Also, the issue where the Allan Serbins tag was displayed for Gyphanarazia Underground has been fixed. The phrase for the family buff applied when applying Edana's blessing buff has been changed to a more natural phrase. They fixed an issue for the modification preset UI, which could not be modified. Then we had an issue on the notification messages for the Sea Totem growth fails. This is a thing that almost nobody does, but hey, it's fixed. The issue where the name of the current player was displayed instead of the name of the ringmaker in the dialogue message for a merchant ring has been fixed. The issue where damage to ocean monsters and damage to ships were incorrectly displayed separately on the description of the ore crystals has been fixed. Also, an issue where no item or on the notification message at the top of the screen when obtaining a fantasy or dream horse through horse training or dream has been fixed, or awakening. The issue where Krogdalo would float on water after jumping once and then using Okiara's protection skill has been fixed. Also, after the next maintenance, the issue of traces of mysterious magic not being obtainable when delivering Imperial Boma purchased through Patrigio has been fixed. Adventurers who registered the Imperial Boma badge obtained from Patrigio in their stables between the maintenance, of August 20th and the regular maintenance on September 3rd will be given the items that allow them to obtain traces of mysterious magic and other items with a specified probability. The issues where characters would fall under certain terrain when moving quickly on horseback has been fixed. Then we had navigation being improved to make it easier to navigate to the Waterfall Canyon base. Pathfinding has been modified to avoid NPC and monster towers near the Karshan Circular Altar. During the Battle of the Edania leader Trodin, if Trodin is inflicted with an abnormal status during the Heavenly Power Transformation, the issue where the character would freeze when the effect was applied has been fixed. Pathfinding in the Crying Altar has been improved, or Wailing Altar I think it is. Also, an issue where awkwardly shaped wall was visible in a specific location in Velendir Village has been fixed. Issues for notification messages of Moon and Earth Blessing being positioned too low and obstructed the view has been fixed. Title text for the amount of experience points gained at the life level has been modified to buff effect application status. Awkward issue of the message text at the top of the screen being positioned low when leaving Red Battlefield. Also an issue with Edana's legacy location in the Blue Plains was not progressing properly. Also fixed an issue with the text displayed when there was no Twilight Jewel during the production of a Monarch weapon was displayed. Then there was an issue of the dye not being applied immediately when dyeing Edana Shadow of the Abyss or Edana Storm Fury, while the following classes were wearing the main or secondary weapons of the Pearl costume. This apparently was for Striker, Sage, Archer, Nova, Magus, Scholar, Deadeye. Hi Zen, give me one moment. And then we had the issue of the appearance of the King Kratom Stage 5. Also a gender of Krogdalo. And then finally, we have some more unnatural stuff being fixed. And finally, the pad mode. For the quick recap, for those coming up into the raid, overall, Abyssal Wave travel. I think you guys also did this on Zen stream. Then we have some UI changes hiding enhancements for guildies. That can be nice if you get annoyed by that. Nodewar Caps being changed. Hopefully it'll be for the better. I don't really have a good opinion on that. Then we have some fixes, visual changes on Honglim. Always great. Quests getting some extra stuff for weekly, always nice. The zone changes do look nice, Nymphhamare Castle especially. Orbita feels a little bit short, but hey, it just in general fixes are always great. The crystals means definitely check your PvP crystals, otherwise it just means more monster damage reduction, always great to get. The Rabam skills of Wukong and the Black Spirit skills. Black Spirit skills feel a bit heavy. The Rabam could be interesting, especially the change for the Gourd. That could be interesting for the Wukong mains. Otherwise, just in general, some fixes on classes, so nothing too big this week or coming week, and we'll see next Thursday or next Friday if there's more.